Now, okay, welcome to MindBody Chair Yoga. I'll see you on the chair. You will need a block or like a little toy, something that you can balance on your head while we continue our focus on stability and balance. You can just put that aside and come to sit. Keeping the knees nice and wide. Just going to expand my screen a little so I can see you all. Okay. And just taking a moment to shift the focus from the busy mind. And that's not a judgment, that's just kind of like how we are when we're not in practice. Sometimes. I don't think I muted you guys. Let me just make sure you're muted. Okay, you can hear me? Okay, sorry about that. We'll try that again. Shifting our attention from the mind, the busy mind. And again, that's not a judgment. That's just how we usually are because we're busy and we're focused and we have things to do. But when we come to practice, this is when we bring our attention to the body and we release all of the things, right? All the things to do, all the things to contemplate, think about, worry about. We let those things go for the next 60 minutes. And we establish and nourish a connection with the body. So just taking a moment to scan the body, check out how things are, remembering to let go of any judgment. Like if there's something about the body you're frustrated with, see if you can just bring neutrality or kindness to the body. And then shifting the attention to the breath, just as it is. No need to change anything about how the body breathes itself. Body breathes itself because that's the way it's been doing since you were born. So there's no right way or wrong way. And just allowing yourself to just sit and pause, observing the breath flowing in and out of the body. And just check out what you notice. Maybe the pull of the mind has already brought you somewhere else. And if you've noticed that, acknowledge it, and then come back to breath and body. Or perhaps maybe you're noticing a charge somewhere in the heart center. And you can acknowledge that, notice that, observe it. Or maybe there's a sensation that is making itself known to you, pulling your attention toward it. And again, whatever you notice, acknowledge, freeing yourself of judgment around anything that you discover, and coming back to breath and body. And then just taking a moment to just reflect on what brings you to practice today. And setting an intention to bring kindness and compassion, especially when we bump up into challenge. So we'll invite you to bring your hands up to heart center, and we'll initiate our practice together with a unifying Om as we inhale together. Inhaling, we'll open the eyes, and exhaling, release. Let's just stretch out the face, squeeze and spread the toes, open and close the hands, make some little movements here. You can get a little slow motion, watery. Whatever little movements kind of feel good in this moment. And then inhaling, bring those shoulders forward and up. Exhaling, back and down. So reversing the effects of gravity. Taking the shoulders forward and up on the inhale. Exhaling back and down. And just repeating that. Getting really curious about the sensation here. Checking out what you notice in the front body and the back body as the shoulder blades slide and glide. Stretch to the face. Great. Arms at the side. Inhale. Let's reach the arms up to the sky. Big breath in. Exhale. Swan dive down into a forward fold. Just take hands to the thighs or the knees. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. Reach up to the sky. Maybe gently gazing up. And exhale. Lead with the heart. Forward fold. Taking the belly between the thighs as best you can. No need to inhale up to go farther than tabletop shape. Just reaching through the crown of the head, really elongating the spine. And then inhale, rising up. And exhale, release. Inhale, arms up. I dream of genie style. Reach them up. Feel the scapula scooping forward and exhaling down. Take the arms over. Inhaling up. Exhaling down and switch. Inhaling. And exhaling. And one more time. And exhale, release, arms out to the side. Internally rotate one shoulder forward. Externally rotate the other. Look at your open palm. And then at your own pace, moving one shoulder forward, one shoulder back. And just take note again of the back body, the scapula, doing this kind of rotating thing in opposite directions, creating this really nice, and kind of unusual stretch between those 2 shoulder blades and all the muscles, the tendons that are connected, giving them a nice little stretch out. Okay, release down, stretch out the face, roll it out, get watery again. Great. Okay, float those arms up to the sky, big breath in. Exhale, fingertips down to the shoulder, one elbow down, one elbow up, and then we'll do it again. Our initial little stretch here. And then we take the fingers up and maybe clasp the fingers to create resistance. We can go a little deeper this time, exploring that depth, but without going beyond it. Inhale up, we're going to go to the other side. I've been enjoying kind of bringing a little bit of a side bend with our arms in this shape. Just initial little opening up through the rib cage, really rooting down through this opposite hip. Remember that stretch in 2 directions. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach back, trace those angel wings back behind you. Grabbing on behind you at your wrists, your forearms, or maybe the elbows. And just gently squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the heart on the inhale, and then exhale, just gently release. Inhale, squeeze, and exhale, release. Again, squeeze. We'll do one more time, really noticing this reversal of gravity again. We're wanting to bring those shoulders back, heart is lifted, And then exhale, release. Good. Let's take both palms up, lift the heart, squeeze those shoulder blades again, inhaling, and then exhaling, just focusing on this upper body, back of the hands together, tuck the chin, and then inhaling, palms up, lift the heart, and exhaling, tuck the chin. Just do that a few times. And release. Stretch up the face. And let's roll up those shoulders. Good. All right. Last shoulder stretch here. We're going to take our right arm on top. Inhale. Exhale. Lead with the elbow, but keep your belly forward, your gaze forward, and your heart forward. And we're going to do the same side 3 times. Ooh. Lead with the elbow. One more time. And come back. Inhale. Same position. Now, again, take your attention to that upper back, the shoulders there. What are you noticing? The shape of the scapula moving with this movement. And then we're going to release, stretch out the face, roll it out again. Good. Take your finger to the chin and push the chin back so you got this elongation along the back of the neck. Then drop the chin down. Let the head become heavy, nice and easy. And then gradually take your head from side to side, breathing in, breathing out. Expanding this range of motion gradually, never forcing. Bring that head back to center. We'll inhale, lift the chin. Take your arms back behind you once again. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, gaze over one shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, gaze over the other shoulder. Inhale back to center. Now you may have noticed, we'll repeat that. One side might feel a little different than the other. So bringing some friendliness to whatever you notice. And then back to center. Great. Arms down. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Left ear to left shoulder. So already I can notice some push-pull energy here with my neck. It's like, okay, so let's soften before we begin. Now we're going to take that right shoulder, scrunch it up, inhale, and exhale. Slowly draw it down. Inhale up, and exhale slowly. Draw it down. We'll do that one more time. When we bring that shoulder down, we're going to pause, and just as an option, you can take your arm out to the side or bring it behind you. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Turn your nose down toward the shoulder. Take note of the muscles here on the side of the neck, and then bring the ear back to the shoulder. Nose to shoulder, ear to shoulder. One more time. Eliminating tension here at the neck, eliminating future headaches. Nose at the shoulder, and then tuck the chin in toward the throat any amount. And you might need to just pause and, explore this movement if there is any unusual tension here that you're finding. Remembering that this is your practice, so, treat this as I am guiding you, but if you discover something and you need to sort that out, you go ahead, take your time. Release the hand and just inhale, lift the head. Let's get watery the opposite way. Great. Inhale, grow tall. Right ear to right shoulder, soften both shoulders down. Big breath in. Big breath out. Now scrunch up the shoulder to the ear and then slowly exhale down. Scrunch it up. And slowly draw it down with the intention of elongating this muscle that is connected to the shoulder, neck, and the base of the skull. Big breath in. Okay, here, arm out to the side or behind. really depending on how much tension you're holding here, breathing in and then out, turning the nose down to the shoulder and ear to the shoulder, nose down to the shoulder, ear to the shoulder, nose down and pause, big breath in, and then exhale, tucking the chin, and then nose back to shoulder, chin to throat, any amount, exploring as you need to, taking it slowly, never forcing. Last one. Release, and then lift the head, and we'll just roll that out. Nice. Okay. Taking our attention to the pelvis now, we're gonna lift the heels and tuck and lift the pelvis. Maybe just a little bit at first, depending on what you're noticing in the low back. I know for myself, I can feel a little tight there from time to time. So just kind of loosening up the low back here with this rocking, really drawing attention to the pelvis shifting, tilting forward, tilting back. Okay, we are going to tuck the tailbone, drop the heels, reach those arms forward and extend. You can add any little sway from side to side if that feels good. And then the hands come down, inhale, lift the heart, squeeze those shoulder blades, lift the tail, open up through the chest, inhaling and exhale, rounding. Inhaling, lifting the heart, squeezing the shoulder blades, exhale, rounding. And going at your own pace, adding in whatever little wiggles or movements or side to side or whatever is going to feel good for you. And then exhale, nice and easy, release. Take your left hand to your chair, reach up. And let's just start with us extending the finger up and pushing the sit bone down. Lift the navel, get really tall in the spine. Big breath in, reaching up and exhale over. Just get really long in the side body. We're going to do that a few times. Inhale, maintaining that downward energy at the hip and upward energy at the fingertips. Nice little sway. All right, shifting over to the other side, reaching up first and pressing down, feeling that nice long expansive energy on the side body. And then when you're ready, exhaling over. Inhaling up, pressing through the hip and inhaling up. And last one. Inhale up and exhale, release. Great. Big breath in and exhale. We're just going to turn our heart to the left, one hand on your thigh, one hand on the chair. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, gazing over the opposite shoulder, breathing in and out. Stretching out the face. Lifting the navel. Each time we inhale, grow tall. Each time we exhale, just explore this movement without forcing. And then we'll inhale, float the arms up to the sky. In this kind of neutral position, let's just reach up one side, then the other. And then we'll turn over to the other side. Inhaling, grow tall. And exhaling, getting really curious about all of that connective tissue, connecting to the spine, to each vertebrae. And with this gentle twist, that lengthening, there's a bit of again, that wringing out sensation at the spine. Inhaling, growing tall, exhaling, just guiding the body. And then nice and easy, we're going to inhale, unwind, and come to center. Good. All right, we are going to grab the block. little bit so you can see me. And we're just gonna do a little bit, a little kind of ankle warm up today. So taking the ball of the foot on the block and then just drawing the heel down and up. Just draw the heel down. So you can kind of put a little bit of energy into the heel, drawing down just to give a little stretch at the ankle. And then taking the heel of the foot onto the block and just pointing the toe down. And it could be that you don't notice anything here, which is fine, but it could be that you have a lot of tension in the front of the ankle that needs to, have a little attention. Okay, and switch it over. So taking the ball of the foot right on the edge of the block and pushing the heel down and lifting it up. You could stretch out the face at the same time. Open it up, stretch it out. And then shifting, taking the heel to the edge of the block, and then just pointing that toe down and up. Okay, move the block over. Take your hands between your knees, squeeze your knees into your fists, and then we'll just do a little shift. Okay, making sure that we're getting all the different angles, exploring the range of motion within it, right? So maybe when you first start off, it's a certain degree, and then at the end, maybe exploring that a little bit, like even a micro movement, right? A little bit of movement, keeping that range of motion fluid and open. And release. Okay, a little bit of hand, reaching our arms out. So we're gonna do it a little bit differently today. We're gonna expand and really just kind of open and close like frog hands, like they're webbed. So I'm gonna come a little bit closer just so you can see. So just like reaching, 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 and reaching. Then we're gonna make a claw and kind of like claw, 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 claw. Now make a little beak, squeeze, open, squeeze, open. Try to keep the fingers together there. Squeeze, and then maybe go a little fat, like little puppets. You guys are cute. And then closing that fist, we'll do our little nodding, but this is kind of like a pause, stretching. Good. Now, I know we've been holding our arms out, but this is good for shoulder strength. As if you've got 2 spoons in your hands and you have to stir a pot. But now we got to stir it the other way. It's a little bit different than our scooping out the peanut butter, right? And a little bit more coordination. All right, and we'll just shake those out. Super. Okay, one more thing at the chair and then we'll come to stand. So we're going to do eagle pose today, Garuda Asana. So let's take the right knee over the left and we're gonna squeeze the thighs together, but at the same time kind of pull the knees away from each other. So there's this real resistance feeling at the leg. So we feel like the legs are super engaged as opposed to just, sitting here with our leg crossed over. So I want you to grow tall and feel this squeeze, push, pull. Then we're going to take cactus arms. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the hands, the forearms, and the elbows together. Now draw the navel actively back towards the spine as you squeeze the arms. So I'm already starting to feel a little bit winded because my whole body, even though I'm just sitting here, it doesn't even look like I'm moving. There's a lot of action going on, a lot of energy expenditure. Inhale, reach those fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, draw your elbows down to the knee. Inhale, reach up. And as we do this, as best you can, so if you gotta take a pause and release the legs for a second, that's fine, or the arms. We're just gonna do these little crunches. Because crunches are so fun. Draw the navel back towards the spine. And now we're gonna release. And it's like that, we didn't run around the block, we just squeezed our limbs together and it really brings our heart rate up. Okay, plus strengthening the muscles by engaging them. So squeezing the thighs and drawing the knees away from each other once again. Growing tall. Feel that energy in the legs and then really lift the navel up and back. We're going to take our arms out like cactus again. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze hands, forearms and elbows together. The same. So as much as you can, as best you can, squeezing the hands and the elbows equally. Breathing in and out. So already probably noticing the heart rate going up. Now fingertips up. And exhale, elbow down to the knee, little crunch. Inhale. Elbows down to the knee. Again, a little crunch, just a few more. One more. And release. And just take a pause and just notice now we're sitting here at ease. Feel the heart rate just kind of come back down to your normal. And then we're going to come to stand. So we'll do our balance pose. So I'm going to try this with my block, but you can use a block, a pillow, a book, a stuffy, whatever. And because we're so good at this one balance, when we do our prayer balance, where we take our hands to our heart. So I'm not going to lift my hands all the way over my head because I don't want to knock this. So I'm just going to kind of bring it up like a little steeple. Inhale. Exhale. Bring hand to heart, lift one leg. Inhale. And exhale over to the other side. Keep that navel lifted. If it falls off your head, don't worry about it. We're practicing. It's okay. Inhale, reach. And now we're going to go out to the side. So I'm moving super slowly because this is what, I'm required to go slowly in order to keep this balance. So if you're kind of like, this is impossible, Nina, I hate this. It's okay. Take those arms up. We're just seeing what's possible. We're just playing around. We're exploring stability and balance further by adding a challenge. And I got to tell you, I practiced this, by the way, before this class to make sure I can do it. Okay, that'll be the last one. Bring the hands down and take the block off. Very nicely done. You can tell me later if you loved it or hated it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you love it or hate it. Take the hands at the back of the chair and reach forward. And we're just going to sway the shoulders back and forth. And then we're going to bend the knees forward and back. All right, inhaling, right foot forward, big step forward, press to that back heel, reaching up to a glorious Virabhadrasana, warrior pose. Exhale, hands come down, and then we'll step back, forward fold. Inhaling, stepping forward, floating the arms up, pressing into the back heel, lift the back thigh. And exhale, stepping back. And repeating, inhaling. And exhaling. Left side. Exhale. Inhaling, right foot forward, left foot comes out to the side a bit, squeeze those thighs together, lift the arches of the feet. All right, and we're going to reach forward and pull back. So shoulder blades draw away from each other and then they draw toward each other. And so this is similar to cat-cow, except we're not bringing any rounding or flexion into the spine. Just focusing on the shoulders, the scapula. Last one. And then we'll take the hand down, turn that back toe forward, come onto the ball of the foot and hop it back as much as you need to lower the heel and lift the heel. Lower. And lift. Now lower it down and lift the front toe. So bringing the front toes as close to the, like toward the knees as possible. And then we'll rock back and forth. And if you want to bring some balance into this, maybe just going to one hand or one finger or hovering. Or maybe even hand at the waist. We'll bring that the hands back, lift the back foot, hop it forward. Maybe bring the feet back slightly. Make sure your feet are nice and wide. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Either forearms to the back of the chair or hands at the chair, whatever feels most comfortable. Let's lift the arches of the feet by kind of gripping the toes with your mat. Now tuck the tail round the back. Tuck the chin. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the tail. You can bend that front leg any amount. Just bringing a cat-cow into this forward fold. Last one. Great. Bring the hands back to the chair and we'll fold forward. Big breath in. We're going to take our right hand and just reach it over to the left ankle, any amount, shin, foot. Kind of turning the heart underneath the armpit. And then return to neutral. And exhale, left hand to right side. Turning your heart under the armpit. Nice little upper body twist here. Taking the hand back. Okay, inhale, we're going to take our left foot forward, right foot out to the side. And this time we're reaching up and pulling down, reaching up and pulling down. And just like when we were in the chair doing eagle pose, like you could kind of sit there without engaging the muscles or, you know, really kind of bringing this super engagement. Let's bring that to our arms here. When we're reaching up, we really feel all those muscles wrap around the bones. And then as if you're really pulling something down and reaching up and pulling down, like within reason, right? Like you don't want to, like, you can overdo it, right? You know, doing just about anything. So finding that right balance of reaching up and really feeling those shoulder blades pulling the arms down. Okay, hands come back to the chair, turn the toes so it's pointed forward and hop that foot back a few times. And then we'll press the heel back and lift it up. Press it back, lift it. Stretch out the face. Okay, draw that heel down, lift the front toe up and down. Drawing the toe towards the knee. And then teeter-totter back between both of them and choosing, again, if you want to explore balance dynamically. You could even have the arms out to the side for balance. And then I'll take the hand, bend that front knee, hop that foot forward a bit. Come into the wider stance. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. So it should be that the opposite foot is forward, so coming into the arm position, that feels good. Let's just grip the mat with our toes gently. Lift the heart, lift the tail, drop the belly, inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. Tuck the chin, tuck the tail, lift the navel up towards the spine. And repeat, inhale. And exhale. Inhaling. And exhale. We'll do that one more time. And release, bring the hands back up and stepping back, forward fold, stretch up the face. Let's do that reaching opposite hand to foot, inhale, exhale, take right hand to left foot, turn your heart underneath the armpit, bend the knees any amount, return to neutral, and then exhale, reaching, exploring this, inhale back to neutral, and then we'll walk your feet to the back of the chair. When time flies. Okay, about arm's distance away from the chair. Let's rise up on our toes. Slide that back down. Lower the heels. Standing up actively. Feel the glutes lift, the thighs lift, calves lift. Inhale. Exhale. Navel lifts. Lower down. And engage. Inhale. Last one in this direction. Change the direction, bend the knees, lift the heels, rise up, lower the heels, bend the knees, lift the heels, rise up, lower down one more time, inhale, exhale, inhale, and release. Good. You can keep the chair as is and you can continue facing this direction. We're going to reach your arms up. Sit back into chair pose, feet are hip distance apart, thighs are parallel. Draw the navel and half tuck or even like a quarter tuck of the tailbone so we feel engaged in the lower abdominals. Inhale. And we're just going to kind of like pulse, pulse, lift one heel, pause. Inhale, exhale, pulse, pulse, lift a heel, and pause. Repeat. Pulse, pulse, lift the heel, and pause. Pulse, pulse, lift the heel, and pause. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, trace those wings behind you. Good. Turn and face the front. Take your legs nice and wide and turn your toes into the corner of the mat. Let's just do a little initial sink down into goddess. Tick-tock those hips. Sink again. Feeling expansion here. Good. All right. Let's just do a few of these. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, contraction. Lift the thighs, lift the glutes. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, contraction. Okay. Inhale down. Exhale up. This time when we inhale down, option to lift a heel. Inhale down. And exhale up. Then lift the opposite heel. Inhale down. Exhale up. Repeat. And inhale. Exhale. And release. Turn the toes forward. And we'll bring the feet together. Good. So we're just going to have this block nearby so it's ready when we need it. Holding onto the chair. Arms distance away. The other hand on the hip. We're going to lift this right leg, that outer hip, and we're going to circle. And grow tall. Try not to sink into the standing leg hip. And then we're going to change the direction. So big leg day today, in case you hadn't noticed. Good. Let's just shake that out. We're going to grow tall again. Just lift that knee, external rotation. Internal, like you're squeezing. Inhale out and exhale, squeeze the leg almost over to the other side. One more time. And squeeze. Good. Release and just shake that out. Okay, we'll move right into eagle on this side. So what we're going to do is we're going to place, so your block can go in, there's 3 different heights: tall, medium, and low. So you start with tall, and then if you're like, yeah, that's too high, then just go to medium, okay? So I'm starting with tall here, so it's on the outside of my left foot. Growing tall, I'm gonna lift my leg and cross it over, squeeze it. My standing leg now, I need to bring a little bend into it now. And I'm gonna cross and squeeze my thighs together. So you can see my block is nowhere near the ball of my foot, so I just gotta come out and move it over. So get up, squeeze, bend the standing leg knee. And then, so just so you can put the ball of your foot on that block. And it could be that I could go a little lower. Yeah, that feels about comfortable for me, but you do you. Now, squeeze the thighs like we practiced, sitting. And kind of pull the knees away from each other at the same time. My heart rate is going up. Looks like I'm just standing here still, but there's a lot of invisible energy. So we can explore balance here by hovering, having one finger, bringing hands and pressing the hands together. It will be more challenging to bring those elbows together, so just exploring that. Check that your legs are still supercharged because you're squeezing the thighs and you're pulling the knees away from each other. And if you're feeling really, really stable, explore lifting the fingertips up. And now we're going to release, and we're going to let that go. And we're going to give ourselves a round of applause because that is not easy. Okay, that's a pretty advanced asana. And you rocked it. So just shake it out, make sure you're ready for the other side. Okay, standing on that on the standing leg and left leg, we're gonna circle. Nice big circle. Explore the roll of the glute here. What is the glute doing to bring the leg all the way back? And then change direction. About 3 big circles. Standing tall. And release. Okay, lifting that knee up again. Externally rotating. Internally squeeze. Externally reach, so stretching that muscle out. Squeeze. And this squeezing, it's strengthening, right? Because we're actively engaging. Squeeze and release. Setting up your block to the level that you think is going to be suitable for you today. We're going to lift the knee, outside leg, squeeze it over, bend the standing leg. I don't know if you can see that. Bend it. And then squeeze the thighs together, and you can put your ball of the foot on the block, and at the same time draw the knees kind of away from each other, grow tall. And that might be plenty, okay? Oh, I'm really feeling this outer glute charge up. So, and then any amount of balance practice while keeping your legs supercharged. So if you want, taking hands to heart or just one to heart, hovering, or bringing elbows together, squeezing the forearms. Arms could come up any amount that feels good and supportive for you today. Remembering there's no judgment here. We're just We're just playing around. Nice work. Okay. And release. Well done. Let's stretch that out, shall we? Okay. Ambulate the pelvis. So bring pelvis forward and back. And just notice when we draw this hip back, we're getting this nice big stretch through the hip. We just asked our glutes to do a lot, right? Our hips to engage. So much terrific weight bearing on the standing legs. Okay. Walking. Back, and we'll move the chair. We'll come down onto the floor. So either coming onto your side and lying down, or scrolling down one vertebrae at a time. You're gonna hug the knees in, squeeze and spread the toes, stretch out the face. Circle the ankles one way, circle them the other way. Point and flex. Take your hands on your knees, and we're going to circle around and circle back in. So we asked a lot of our adductors, so we want to stretch them out. Circle the other way, the other direction. Release both feet down. Good. So I'm going to offer something up. We haven't done it in a really long time. And I realized, I just kind of forgot about it, but it's a great way to stretch out the quad. So I'm going to talk it through really step by step. And then, but if you're like, oh yeah, I remember this, and you want to go right into it, then go for it. So we're going to take the right foot and kind of hook it under or behind your left foot. And this left leg can be kind of bent at any degree to allow that to happen. Have your block kind of close by, close that hand, and you're going to allow your right leg just to start to drop to the side. Your adductors might start getting nervous and start contracting. And if you're noticing that, then this is when you take the block in at the side of the leg so that you can just rest your leg on the block so that you don't bring the leg all the way down to the floor. It could be that your adductors are fine and they're not nervous and they're okay extending and reaching. But if you're feeling like the adductors are like twitching or feel like tense, then just put the block under and then it will allow those muscles just to release and let go. So that's part one. Part two, and it might not be possible and it just depends on your knees. You can take your left hand, reach down, and just see if you can get the heel kind of close to the fingers or even grabbing the tops of the toes and bringing the heel kind of closer to the buttocks. And there is the stretch in the quad. Now, it might be possible that you can't reach the foot, which is fine because we're still going to do something else. So if you are kind of holding onto the foot, now we're going to release and we're going to lift the left leg up. So your right leg is still on the ground or on the block. You're going to lift your right knee in and we're just going to hug it in towards the chest as best you can, any amount. So one leg is down and to the side, the right leg, and then the left knee is hugging into the chest. Now with this left leg, we can just draw it a little bit over to the left, just see what you notice. Don't force or go beyond your limit. And if you're moving slowly, you should be able to notice. And then you can kind of bring it over to the right. So you get more of an outer hip stretch. So just kind of slow motion, like really slow, rock it out to the left. And again, this is where we're going to get another little stretch through the quad and back to the right. And then we're going to drop that foot down, remove the block, move the block over to the other side, and then just come to a nice neutral position. Take the left foot behind the right foot, any amount. Start to drop the left leg out to the side. And again, if those muscles on the inside of the leg start twitching, bring the block in at any point in the leg that feels good. And just let that leg rest over to the side. Take your right hand, and if it's available, kind of grabbing onto the heel, bringing it closer to the buttocks, or grabbing onto the foot, bringing it closer to the buttocks so that we can stretch out the quad, the left leg. Breathing in and out. And if you're kind of like, this is not working for my knee, then just don't do it. You're still getting a great stretch here. Now, releasing your hand off the foot if it's there, and we're going to start to lift the right foot up off the floor. Take your hand around the knee and hug it in, kind of like when we do reclined pigeon. And it might be as you're doing this, you're like, I gotta change the position of the block just a little, just to support really going slowly. So there's so much going on with this stretch. So just be really kind and easy with yourself. Now take that leg a little bit over to the right, a little bit over to the left, a little bit over to the right, and to the left. And then we'll just return back to neutral. Let's hug in both knees, maybe take forehead to the knees, give yourself a nice little squeeze. Stretch out the face, happy baby. Cobbler pose. Reach the legs up to the sky. And if you want to do another round of that, go ahead. Otherwise, coming into Shavasana, where we tuck the shoulder blades under, turn the palms up if that feels comfortable to you. Legs can be bent or straight. Turning the attention to the breath within the body. Acknowledging this effort you brought to your practice. And acknowledging, the choice that you made today to show up, to be present. To meet challenge, explore your boundaries. So just taking your attention to the tip of the nostril, observing the cool air coming in and the warm air coming out. Then drawing your attention to the throat. We can observe the throat as the air passes through. Next breath in, shifting your attention to the chest, we can observe this expansion and contraction. At the level of the chest. And on the next breath in, drawing your attention down to the belly, observing the belly balloon and deflate any amount. And if you want to play around with drawing, manipulating the breath by drawing more breath down to the belly, that's totally fine. Or just allowing the body to breathe itself. There's no right or wrong. Simply observing the breath. Nice and easy, we'll bring some movement into the toes, squeeze and spread the toes. And then opening and closing the hands. And stretching out the face. If it feels good to you, take those arms up overhead for a gentle full body stretch. And exhale, release. And just allow yourself to sink into the earth here. Surrender to gravity, letting go. We'll take our time, bend the knees, bring the arms into the chest like you're giving yourself a little hug and roll over to one side. And I encourage you to take your time when pushing up. Choosing to stay on the floor or move to the chair. Finding that comfortable seated posture, whatever works for you. No right or wrong. And we'll just observe the breath in this upright position for a few more moments. Sensing fully into the body. And I'll invite you to bring both hands to your heart center and take a moment to really and truly, authentically thank yourself for taking care of yourself in this way today. And we'll seal in with a unifying Om as we inhale together. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you soon. Oh, where's my room? There we go.